Hi, in this Gmail video today, we're going to talk about the layout of your inbox. Many people are hoping that they can get back to the reading pane of the Outlook style where you had your folders on the left, the preview of your messages kind of in the middle, and then a large space where you could see your actual message while still maintaining view of all of the messages in your inbox. There is a way to do that in Outlook. There's also some ways, or in Gmail, excuse me, and then there's also some ways to change how some of your messages display as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about layout in this video. There's two different places that you can look at layout. One, if you just click on this settings wheel, the layout settings are kind of the default ones that you can change on the fly here with the quick settings. You can also click see all settings and go into kind of a more detailed granular view that I'll show you here in just a minute. So starting at the top of this menu, the first section here is just how tightly compacted your messages show up. So like default, there's quite a bit of space. I can see a pretty decent preview of what's going on here. If I go all the way down to compact, it really just shrinks that amount of space there and makes it a little bit smaller, but you can see more messages. Theme is where you're going to change this nice color. I like to have a color as my background instead of the standard white. It makes it pop a little bit better between my unread messages and my read messages. And actually, that's flipped. My read messages and my unread messages, I can tell a little bit better what I have there versus just having like the standard white background where everything kind of blends together. So there's some preloaded images. You can click on My Photos if you have a photo uploaded, and you can upload your own images there. The next section down talks about the type of inbox that you have. So for me, I have what they have their default inbox, and I have selected to have all of the folders show up. So what this means is that I see these tabs across the top. These are categories that you can display. So primary is going to show all of my messages from my contacts. And then social would have any social media information. Promotions is going to be a lot of my vendor stuff. Updates are notifications of like order shipments, different deals maybe that are there, some stuff like that. And then forums are a lot of your listserv type of stuff. So I like having those sectioned out so that way I can pay attention to the really important primary information from my contacts. And then as I have time, I can go through some of that promotional or update material that's probably less important. The other displays are important first. So Google notices what has been marked as important and tries to put those in there for you. I feel like they find every message important. Unread first is going to show you stuff that you haven't read first and then put your other messages below. Same thing with starred. Things that you've identified as things I want to follow up on come in first, and then everything else comes in below. So you lose those categories across the top. With priority inbox, you have to go in and customize what you want to see, and it puts your important and unread stuff first, is how mine's defaulted, then starred, then everything else. So it kind of divides it out. And then multiple inboxes would be showing you more than one email inbox if you have more than one that you want to look at in one space. So those are some different types of inboxes you can set that might help you organize your information in a way that makes sense to you. And then finally down here, you get to the reading pane. So right now, the reading pane isn't something that I necessarily enjoy having, but some people really like that. So I have it set to no split. If I want it to show up to the right of the inbox, I'm just going to click that button. It is a setting that has to be turned on, so you will potentially get this pop-up that says turn on the reading pane. Just reload your screen. It'll refresh Gmail for you. And then you will notice that you still get that. I still have my categories across the top because that's still the type of inbox that I have set. But then when I go and click into a message, I now have that preview of, or the view of the message right next to my previews. So I can still see everything new that's coming in, but see my message in the same screen. So if that's something that you really like, again, you can go to the settings, change that quick settings, and decide if you want it to the right or if you want it below. You have to scroll a lot more on the message, but then it's just kind of a different layout. So those are some options for you. The other place to find these settings and see some of those customization features is if you click See All Settings and then come over across, instead of being on the General tab, go into the inbox, and then you can set the type of settings that you want. So again, I have mine set to the default because I like having these categories. You can uncheck these if you don't want them to show up, and then it would just kind of sort anything that was in the forums folder into a different folder for you. And then also set that reading pane in the next section. And then there's some importance markers and filtered email. So that's a little bit how you change the inbox. I'm going to go ahead and turn that split off because I don't like it. And then when you click Save Changes, it'll take you back to your inbox however you had it set up. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out to Andy or myself. Thanks.